great. I think it was like the second day we were there, this redheaded lady came up to our platoon's area, and she sat, or to our company area, she sat on the curb with her knees in her chest, just rocking back and forth, crying uncontrollably. She sat there for almost 27 hours, just refused to move. We talked to her, we did everything we could, just didn't want to, you could tell she had been through enough. She'd been repeatedly raped by men in NOPD masks and NOPD uniforms.
Oh, you're kidding me.
So we were told, at that point we were told the NOPD obviously isn't our friend. We need to start watching them. The FBI had us out there at Cooter Brown, which is the NOPD Sheriff's Brothers Bar. It's like the big cop bar there in New Orleans.
Just so people know, NOPD's New Orleans Police Department, just for people who know.
Yeah, definitely. Or not the police department.
So a lot of those cops were then just total rogue. I mean, we saw a video of some of them going in and looting retail stores and things like that, but they were raping women down there?
Definitely. Raping women. They were... we got two separate women that came to our company alone, and when I was there, I met cats from the California Guard, Indiana Guard, you name it, everybody was... And...
But how...
It was just a free-for-all. Police from all over the country, Dallas County... Dallas, Texas sheriffs down there.
But how did you and your team justify to yourselves and each other that gun confiscation would help this situation when it was a free-for-all? I mean, isn't that a time when citizens need to be able to defend themselves?
It never, like I said, I was just ignorant as hell. And that's kind of something that I worry about with the kids today, if they really realize what they're doing. I had no idea. The only time it ever occurred to me that something may be wrong is we came up, we were down by the old French district. We came up to this man's house. He had a big wooden sign that says, "I'm here alone with my dog and my shotgun. Looters beware." We thought, it's funny. Everyone stopped and took pictures of the sign. But eventually we took his guns. Jeez. And we left him there with nothing.
So now that you know what you know, now that you're listening to the Alex Jones Show and you're informed, what would you advise people to do if this happens again?
Well, I called. I mean, no offense. I mean, Mike will love everything you do. I'm a big fan of the Health Ranger, but I was hoping to get a hold of Alex for the fact that what do you do when they stack right? You know what I mean? And they're prepped to come into the home. There's no negotiating with us. Trust me. There was no negotiating. Yeah. If you resisted, you died. That were the orders. You go after gun or you die.
Yeah, but well, I mean, this is invaluable information. I apologize. We only have a limited time here. I got to let you go. We've got so much more coming up here, but fascinating. I hope you call back and get to Alex as well. I'll pass on this conversation to Alex and let him know. But that's some frightening information, and I just hope that the military. That the members of the military say no. They refuse to engage in gun confiscation because no doubt there could be outbreaks of violence and a lot of needless death and bloodshed if that happens. But thank you for your call, Chris. That's very concerning.
It was traumatic. All of a sudden, they were banging on the front door, the side door, and the back door. And they said, "Let us in." I'm saying, "Look at all my food. I got plenty of food." They kept pushing me back, and ended up like this.
Then, Patty showed them a small revolver she was carefully holding in the palm of her hand. A camera crew was there to capture what unfolded next.
I said, "It's not even loaded." And I dropped it on the floor.
You got a gun?
Well, they punched me in the face. Look at my black and blue marks. Look at...
You said guns will be taken?
Yeah, no one will be able to be armed. We will take all weapons.
All right, now, I want to show you something because, the UN has wanted to disarm the American people for a very, very long time. Right there behind me, that is a picture of that's actually a sculpture that's in front of the UN building in New York. Wish we had a picture of the actual building, but that's actually actual sculpture. And, you can see right there, that, my friends, is a .357 revolver with a knot tied in the barrel. It is not a broken bomb. It's not a broken missile. All right, so there you have it. Enough said. I thought it was important to follow up that piece with a report, and I just saw this. Now, here are two great examples of how to stop massacres from happening to begin with. Now, earlier this week, we showed you video surveillance footage of a senior citizen. This guy protected himself, possibly saved the lives of multiple people inside an internet cafe. As there they go, right there, those are two robbers that entered the building, but they will eventually get chased out by an armed senior citizen. There he comes. He's in the back there. There he is. This is, they call him Grambo instead of Rambo. Look at this. See, this is how it's done right there. And those two guys got shot, right? They lived, but Grambo took him out and possibly saved lives in the process. Now we have a report coming out of Salt Lake City where a citizen with a gun, he stopped a crazed man with a knife as this guy began stabbing people. This was just last night in a store in downtown Salt Lake. I guess he purchased the knife in the store, and then he turned around and started stabbing people. He stabbed one person in the head. He got another guy in their stomach. You know, their hands and arms got all cut up by this lunatic. I guess there were two victims, blood everywhere, until an armed citizen pulled out his gun and stopped the madness. Let's take a look.
Into a weapon. Within seconds, the knife-wielding man seriously injured two people. Then, before the suspect could find another victim, a citizen with a gun stopped the madness. And officers had high praise for the gun-carrying man who ended the hysteria.
This was a really volatile situation that could have gotten even worse. I mean, we can only assume that, judging from what we saw, it could have gotten a lot worse. So he was definitely in the right place at the right time.
All right, so those are two excellent examples of how the Second Amendment allows us to defend ourselves. Meanwhile, the Second Amendment is being attacked on all fronts, not just the UN Arms Treaty, but let's take a look at what the Democrats are up to, as Democratic senators have also snuck in a gun control amendment that it's buried inside, of all places, a cyber security bill. Let's take a look.
And so if you look at the ads from the NRA and the groups even further over, the Gun Owners of America, their basic complaint is that the Chuck Schumers of the world want to take away your gun, even if it's the hunting rifle your Uncle Willie gave you when you were 14. And I think it would be very important for those of us who are for gun control, some rational laws on guns, to make it clear once and for all that is not our goal.
All right, so there's a face you can trust, right? I mean, come on. You know, I mean, they're attacking our Second Amendment on all fronts, and you know, we're actually gonna switch gears right now from gun control to drone control, as Big Sis says that drones are going to be used for public safety. That's right, the Department of Homeland Security, maybe we start calling it drone land security, they're preparing to use surveillance spy drones for our safety, according to Janet Dung-Beetle Napolitano, who said that they will be utilized to give DHS situational awareness in large public safety matters or disaster. And notice how they always say it's only for emergencies, it's only for disasters, we're only going to use the drones for border control. We'll only use it to stop drug smugglers, right? I mean, come on. Meanwhile, the FAA predicts that there will be 30,000 drones over U.S. skies by the year 2020. 30,000 drones. I actually talked with Rosalind Peterson of the Agriculture Defense Coalition earlier this week, and she thinks that's a low estimate. She thinks there's going to be many, many more drones, and I tend to agree with her. Police departments all across the country, they're buying drones left and right, with the help from the DHS, I might add. And they want to spy on Americans. They want to spy on you and me. And guess what else? They've also given the green light for police departments to deploy, it's the Shadow Hawk mini drone helicopter, and this thing has the ability to, well, it could tase you. It could, it has two 12-gauge shotguns that are loaded on it, and it even has grenade launchers. So, and if you think I'm kidding, it's happening right here in Montgomery County. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office has one of those drones. So, but that's for our safety, right? All right. So, thank you, Janet Napolitano. You know, she says that these drones are for our protection, that most of them are going to be for, you know, taking pictures forest fires. So, but they're armed with shotguns and grenade launchers. So, I don't know. Okay. Hey, yesterday we had a report from Patrick Henningsen. It was a very interesting report on the Olympic security. Now we have part 2 of that report. Here it is.
London at the official site of the London 2012 Olympics. As we can see, the whole city is gearing up for this massive event. It's going to be about sports. It's going to be about people from all over the world coming to support their country, fanfare, but it's also about merchandise, one-eyed beasts, and troops. Lots and lots of army troops. There is no public access. The site is well sealed by invitation only.
Much to do in the alternative media, mostly, and also on the floor in the House of Commons, has been made of G4S's failure to supply 10,000 security staff for the Olympic site. But most likely, this contract was set up to fail in order to open the doors for troops on the streets of London.
As you can see, there is a very large military presence. We're not sure which branch of the military these particular soldiers are from, but it only stands to reason, as in a total of 17,000 troops are currently being deployed in and around London to cover security and public evacuation contingencies during this Olympic 2012 Games. We did not have the proper security credentials, but yet we gained entrance into the main site. And again, there is the Red Berets from the British Army, I believe. They'll be covering the shortfall of the G4S security debacle during this Olympics. Whoa, there they are, making their presence known. I'm not sure if these are British troops or if they're foreign or NATO troops. Let's try to find out. They're not carrying any weapons. If something did happen, if there was an incident, I don't think they would be able to do a whole lot. Not any more than a normal police officer would, or even a normal qualified security guard. If we're lucky, we'll be able to catch one. Oh wait, hold on, there we go. There's one of the guys we're looking for. He's busy protecting from Islamic extremists. So let's see. There he is. Members of the military. It's not a bad thing having the troops around because it's great. You can pose for pictures with the kids. It's really fun for the whole family. As you can see, they're really enjoying that. Thanks, guys. Nice one, guys.